got incoming.
You've got to be kidding me.
Nazis?
I hate Nazis. Get everybody out of here!
Best wedding ever.
Why would Nazis from 1945 want to crash my wedding?
Crab legs. They're delicious.
Visitors from another Earth?
Oh, there are more than one?
There are 52, actually.
There's a 53rd Earth, and it's called Earth X.
Hail victory!
They want someone to bow to worship, to lead.
What you're doing is not leading. It's ruling.
Ready! Aim! Kill them all!
Well, aloha. This is Trinidad, the Island Man, your Island Man. And today, Friday the 1st, I wanted to take an opportunity to go over the, again, historic week that we had on the CW with the fantastic DC shows that they have on there, on the CW. We're talking about Supergirl, talking about Arrow, talking about Flash and Legends of Tomorrow. And what they just had this week, actually during a 2-night special, super special event, which was Crisis on Earth X. So basically, it was a 2-night, 2-parter, whereas on Monday night you had Supergirl and Arrow, surprisingly enough, back-to-back episodes introducing a phenomenal crossover event where, due to the Flash's wedding with Iris West, some of the crew of the Legends of Tomorrow, basically the original crew, especially Sarah Lance, gosh, who else? Oh, Heatwave, and I think that might have been it for the original. Oh, and of course Firestorm, because Professor Stein, Victor Stein, had known Ronnie and the Flash, Barry Allen, and everybody at Star Labs prior to becoming Firestorm, and then after being Firestorm and split apart and getting connected to Firestorm with Jax as Ronnie had died. But yes, so this being the first and second episode, back-to-back episodes with Supergirl, with Arrow, of the crossover of Crisis on Earth X. Earth X being the 53rd world of parallel worlds within the CW DC universe that had been taken over completely from World War II by the Nazis. And thus we have in classic DC comics, whereas Superman might have grown up with Red Sun storyline, raised in the Soviet Union, he is raised by Supergirl in this case is raised by Nazis. Her pod lands in Berlin. Arrow, Oliver Queen, presumably the Queens, when America is decimated and taken over, possibly, them being a family of affluence, are able to join and gain a high position within the Reich itself, the Nazi ranks. Thus, Oliver Queen becomes the Fuhrer as Earth X's version of the Nazis, of the Fuhrer. So Oliver Queen, Arrow, is the Fuhrer, and Supergirl, his wife, is the General. And we get a fantastic crossover battle in the first episode, with multiple characters. Arrow versus Arrow. Oliver Queen against his evil self. Supergirl against her evil self. We get Prometheus back, who, spoiler, turns out to be Tommy Merlin, who died in the original first season of Arrow. His Earth X opposite is still Oliver Queen's, the Fuhrer's best friend. However, he is, evil as well, and taken on the guise of Prometheus as a head man of the Fuhrer and the Third Reich. And he is taken out by Alex, the White Canary, Sarah Lance, as a team-up duel against them. And it's fantastic. The whole church heat wave is blowing away Nazis with his, flame gun. Even Killer Frost, Caitlin Snow, gets in on the action as she transforms into Killer Frost and begins to, freeze Nazis. And Vive gets into some hits. Wally gets in some good hits as Kid Flash. And there we have it. It is revealed that this is Earth X and that they are fighting evil versions of themselves in this episode, and then followed up directly afterwards with Arrow's version, episode 2 of Crisis on Earth X, where we get to have them plan and go to Earth X to try to stop whatever plans they're doing, because they steal some type of weapon. They believe the Nazis are going to create a neutron bomb and destroy other worlds, take over other worlds with this new weapon, only to find out that it is not going to be used as a weapon itself. We get another fantastic fight scene against everyone. This time our heroes lose by the better planning and more ruthlessness of the Nazis, the Fuhrer, Oliver Queen, and the evil Supergirl general, Ubergirl they call her. And it's an incredible battle. So we go ahead, we have our heroes captured, they capture Supergirl, they capture everybody else, put them in inhibitor collars, shock collars, and take them to a concentration camp there on Earth X itself. So, where we meet in Flash on the following night, Flash and Legends of Tomorrow, episodes 3 and 4 of Crisis on Earth X, we discover that Captain Lance is actually a captain in the Nazi regime, working with Oliver Queen, the Fuhrer, and the evil Supergirl, and definitely take him for a loop. Our heroes must escape with the help of the Freedom Fighters, which helps them out amazingly to escape the concentration camps, to escape those inhibitor collars, so that the Flash can do his business. We find out that the reason they actually stole this weapon, per se, from Earth 1, is that they want to use it to capture like a red sun effect on Supergirl, so that they can transplant her heart into the evil Supergirl, who is dying. And we find out that because she's dying, her heart's going out, apparently because she had absorbed too much solar radiation, in her conquest of Earth X. So, with that said, we move into Legends, barely saving Kara Danvers, our good Supergirl, in the nick of time before the Reverse Flash, Eobard Thorne, with Harry's face, can slice out Supergirl's heart. The blade, the scalpel, is prevented from penetrating, not by Supergirl's super tough skin, but by the Atom, who had shrunk down and held the blade in place, forcing, Eobard Thorne, the Reverse Flash, to stop, to see what's going on, and get surprise punched as the Atom grows directly above Supergirl. And everyone is rescued. Thus, the other people come back to our Earth. The good Oliver Queen, after defeating the evil Captain Lance, the Flash to take on the Reverse Flash, Oliver Queen to take on the evil Oliver, and Supergirl gets her powers back once she's exposed back to the sun to fight the, the evil Uber Girl, Supergirl, from Earth X. Finally, it is a knockdown battle. Barry Allen, the Flash, defeats the Reverse Flash. Oliver Queen kills the Fuhrer Oliver Queen, the evil Arrow, and Supergirl defeats Uber Girl, and she dies from her previous wounds, basically exploding, imploding, etc. There are so many great call-outs. So much happens within this that, from last year's episode with the Dominators for the 4-way crossover, it was somewhat disjointed. Everyone kind of focused on their own storylines per se. This one was a complete combination, a complete overlapping of all of the stories, all of the shows into one solid cohesive storyline, which was beautiful. With, saving our world from the evil Nazis from Earth X. And everyone was equally matched. Their fights were fantastically choreographed. And even the special effects, they really did a good job combining the entire budgets and utilizing everything that they had. Even down to putting masks on the evil Supergirl, the evil Oliver Queen, so that they can fight their stunt doubles with the real actors being the good ones. Just to kind of help save that money a little bit more so that they can push that into the special effects, which they really needed to do to bring everything about. You get like 20 heroes, counting the Legends of Tomorrow. Team Arrow shows up to help Oliver. All of the Flash guys are there. Vibe, Killer Frost. In a few of the in the few of the first ones, Harry is there with his ray gun to help out. It is a fantastic episode. If you didn't see it, definitely go ahead and go back, check it out on the CW network. It should still be there for you to watch this week. And like I said, it plays like an entire movie, 4 episodes back to back to back. It's wonderful. It's so much better and so much more in depth and conceived than what we got in Justice League, unfortunately. And I really do hope that the CW, that DC, Warner Brothers listens to a lot of the fans, a lot of the critics out there who have seen this and put on YouTube things. They're asking for either the DVD to come out, the Blu-ray to come out with the behind-the-scenes stuff from all these episodes, from these 4 crossover episodes, into a standalone movie, which would be fantastic. But also to go ahead and put that movie into theaters for like a phantom event, 1 night, 2 nights only, and let it stand there next to Justice League and show the world what a real Super Friends, a real Justice League movie where they took time to hash out their characters like Marvel can do, will do, and I think it would do, surprise everyone. All right, thank you so much. This is Trinidad, the Island Man, your Island Man, giving all 4 episodes of Crisis on Earth X, Supergirl from this week, Arrow, Flash, and Legends of Tomorrow. Fantastic. Shock a thumbs up for all of them. Definitely check them out. All right, thank you so much, and aloha.